And so after, I'd say 3, 4 months, something like that, of trying to get this together, this is what this has turned out to be now. And I have some real good germinations. Everything I've been planning has been growing. So we got our sunflowers. This is for my wife mostly, but almost all of the sunflowers are germinating. And then my second batch here, we have even the stevia right here, which is notoriously hard to grow. This one is still taking its time. The straw flowers growing, the calendulas, the forget me nots are not. Well, you see a little bit starting to emerge here. And this is one of my major nursery trays here. We got our first growth yesterday with excuse me, a scallion. This is the white Lisbon, and then there's a few that are starting to bulge. These are the morning glories, I think. And then these were the ones. These were the transplant mints that got root shot that I was trying to bring back. This one has just started to get revived. It took like a month, and this one's still pushing through, but it's still surviving. We got our first germination here with our Italian dandelion. I don't know if you can really see that. Let's try to get it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, there we go. Right there, right there. These tomatillos were starting to germinate, but I think they just hit again. And this is lemon balm. Lemon balm again, notoriously difficult. And then over here is our second batch, major batch. This is mostly edible flowers. There's some. This is the what is this again? This is the pansy. On the back there is a bishop's flower. These are lemon mints right here. And then I don't know if you can see this in the back. The one you'll notice I've scribbled out a lot of my tags because of how many times I've failed. So the one at the very back there, that's peppermint. That's started to germinate. Actually, I think those are mint varieties. I think that's spearmint as well. And then you'll see at the top here, I revived my thyme. My nasturtium is just started to germinate. These were the ones that took the longest, but you'll see right there. Look at that. And then these are the calendulas, beautifully blooming. They all have they have their bulbs now. So these are probably going to be the ones that bloom first. The zinnia is starting to really grow, and this one's probably going to be the prettiest. And then right here, these are my tomatoes, basils, peppers. This was more an experiment just to see because I've had some real problems with trying to grow basils and tomatoes, and it's honestly because I just wasn't doing anything right. But this puts everything into one correct way, I guess. And after I did this, just an instant explosion. Uh, let's see what else. This is probably my breadwinner right here. These are the red roselles. Almost all of them except for one, which is starting to bulge still. So it's not like it hasn't germinated. But yeah, everyone has germinated and it's about ready to get transferred as soon as it grows its true leaves. Over here, you'll see the sunflower, the Mexican sunflower, and then I don't know if you can really tell over here. It's not focusing in. Oh, here we go. The hollyhocks. And those are just more experiments. These ones, a little bit difficult here. These are my yarrows. Yarrows are my favorite flower. And I've had some difficulty with the yarrows. And then over there, those are the chamomiles and then the hyssop. And I think this is the shiso. And then over here, we have some Greek oregano. We have some papalos. Those are experiments just to see if they grow. And then we have some epazotes. Those have started to germinate. Let me try to focus in And those, I don't know if you can see them. Oh, there's one there. We can kind of see a little bit. The the cotyledons are very weird. They look like strings almost. And then we got the besabolas. Those are Ethiopian holy basils. They've started to emerge, but I don't know if we can really see them. And then at the bottom here, these are some chives, a spearmint, going through a little bit of a root shock there. That's rosemary. I forget what type of rosemary. Greek oregano. Though that right there is the culantro. The culantro is getting a little whoppy. I might have to check that. Maybe give it a little bit more light. And that's the Mexican oregano. Mexican oregano is going through, I think, a little bit of a root shock as well. Maybe I've just overwatered it. I have to kind of double check there. And at the bottom, I can't really show you too well, but all of the nursery trays, except for one, which are kind of Mediterranean herbs, they have all been germinating. I'm not going to go too far into, maybe I'll focus on this one because this one's the best one. These are the edible flowers too. In there is the bachelor button, Dorfsinias, Cosmos. I forget what the other one was. And then I want to show you one last thing. This is my saffron tray. These guys are growing pretty well. We've had some really hot days, very awkwardly hot days in winter that were like 80 degrees, and so they kind of fucked things up for this guy here. He's doing a disco dance compared to the other ones, but they've all still kind of maintained their course. Real excited about these. Saffron is another favorite of mine. These are a bed of nasturtiums. Nasturtiums, I really just want to see what I can do with them. This is some woodruff. Woodruff is really more for me than anything else. I am really interested in in chemistry and blah blah blah. So a lot of these plants, I'm planning on doing some real scientific work here. These are some lemon balms I'm trying to revive. It hasn't been going too hot, but they're still alive. I know with the light you can't really see the green, but they have just started growing a little bit of green. Those are some radishes there. Radishes, I don't have the space for radishes because it's not like I can just, in order to get what I want, I have to do these one pot at a time, right? So right now, almost all 12 cells have germinated. I'm going to start with this. I think these are the white globe radishes, small enough where I can put them in something like a 4 or 5 inch pot. And I can do multiple ones where I could still get a good production. So we'll see. These are gingers. An interesting thing about gingers, I've had some real bad luck of turmeric and, is it turmeric or turmeric, tomato, tamal, right? I've had some real bad luck with gingers and I can't even say it now. Like these beds right here. These are my gingers. This is the turmeric. Sorry, my big ass fucking fingers in the way. But these are gingers as well, and I've actually had some growth with the gingers there. What I've learned is that small pots, it tends to be a little bit more easier because the heat is distributed a lot more easier, and the moisture is also distributed a lot more better. So lesson learned, I guess. And then this is a toothache plant, and I just planted that yesterday, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited about that one. That one's a weird one. That's about it. Oh, you know what? I forgot the fucking gardeners are supposed to come here today. Anyway, I guess I'll conclude this video. So this is the success. I think this is kind of a success, and I guess I'll get back to you when I see a little bit more action here.